show up differently. You're not fumbling your way through talking about your budget or talking about your strategic plan, talking about your profit and loss. Like you feel better because you know it's right. That in and of itself is a recommendation, you know, showing up with your data, with your confidence. And I don't do any of the finances of my organization, but the persons, the people that I work with explain it all to me.
Right. That's a huge piece. So you have clarity.
I have complete
not just blindly delegating the task, right? So you're still in the decision-making process, but someone is doing a really great job of helping to translate actually what is going on for you. I think that's a good way to say it too.
Someone that, to make it very tangible and practical, you know, a financial planner can say to you, if you purchase this software today, it will eat into your, you know, technical budget for this period of time, but also could open you up to this source of revenue. Mm-hmm. Or if you're not ready to do that and you don't want to eat up so much of your technical budget, you could purchase this value of the software, which might impact the strategic plan in this way, because maybe you can't do this product, but you can still get there. So and someone like me who cannot forecast numbers, I can talk through what lane and shifts I want to make in business, but I don't have the ability to assign numerical value or risk to that. So so it's not about not knowing and being completely ignorant to the finances of your org. It's about having someone that can tell you these are the different offshoots of what you want to do. Right. So let's decide what you want to do, and then let's talk through what the financial aspect looks like. And then if we have to shift, we can shift. But some people that don't want to invest in that financial support will be like, I'm just buying this software, I'm upgrading this, I'm buying it. And they think they're investing in their business, but very often they're investing in their demise, because
right. Because and it may be too much overhead, right? Like, and I'm finding that out like so quickly, right? When I think about the pricing of my services, I have to include what the overhead services are going to be, and then subtract from that and see whether I still come out with a profit.
Right.
And so, like, those are the sorts of things that you run into as a founder. Like and that's why it is really important to have some sort of a financial planner that helps you to reason through the decision-making process in terms of like these different options of things that you can do to maybe like lower the overhead costs so you can raise your profit and stuff like that. Right. And I think too, for me, like just using things like graphic organizers that help me as well, like with the planning, because executive dysfunction, right? Like all of us, definitely ADHDers and autistic folks, we talk about this all the time, that our brains want to do all the things at once. And we can only do one thing at a time. So actually having some sort of a graphic organizer that helps you to prioritize. You know, I will work on the website, because that is going to get me X number of clients, but I need to do specific things on that website in order to help with my marketing strategy, right? Like it needs to be very, very clearly laid out in terms of a timeline as well, so that we can really follow through on all of our aspirations that we have. Because you know, as an entrepreneur, I would just, you know, if I could, I'd do like 10 things for my company to make it successful. But in terms of the feasibility and the follow through of all of those things, I know that that's not really possible for me to do 10. So I literally have like little graphic organizers that help me with like the most important tasks. So I would like point that out too. Like if folks are like, you know, I want to have my own plan, and then I want to bring somebody in and talk through that plan with somebody, I think it's great. Scaffold it for yourself, you know, and that is about being gentle with yourself.
Yeah.
Realizing that, you know, you need that time and that strategizing before you can sustain your really amazing ideas, right? Because you want to sustain that, you want to keep it going. And I think that's the way that, you know, we could definitely continue to talk about that for other women of color who are founders, and then specifically those that are neurodivergent. So, okay, so we're moving along. I think you kind of already talked quite a bit about what made you decide to found a social enterprise. We talked about the gaps in the education system in terms of community care. So we kind of delved into that a lot. So I'm going to ask you about first-generation college students who are neurodivergent. Do you typically work with them in your nonprofit right now? And talk a little bit more about that.
So whenever I market myself, I always include in the marketing that I am neurodivergent affirming. And I do that to really signal that I'm a safe place, I'm a safe space for folks to show up, because I think one of the biggest hurdles to accessing resources and care is a neurodivergent person's background and already feeling macroaggressed and unseen and discriminated against. So part of just my general marketing is to include, hey, I am neuro-affirming, neurodivergent affirming. So this is a great and safe lane to come to if you want support in college transition. So that said, yes, inherently, I do work with many neurodivergent clients, students, and families, but it's also not my specific target. I think I'm more likely to get neurodivergent clients